Hey guys, David here, taking a break from doing all of that. So we're getting the 4,000 postcards ready to go out, and we're doing all that stuff. But I wanted to take a second to make this video for you guys who are out there looking at different things, and it doesn't matter whether it's online, offline, brick and mortar, whatever it is. I see, especially with the online stuff, that a lot of people are going around and they're toting this thing called residual income. They're saying, if you build a group or a team in this and it's done, once you're done, the money comes in forever. And that's not how it works. Residual income, for the most part, is just a push button or a hot button that people are poking to get people interested in something. And it doesn't necessarily mean what people think that it means. When I first bought real estate, now the first piece of property I ever bought, I was about 21 years old, and I bought a rental property, right? It was a duplex. Now, I bought this duplex thinking that this was going to be residual income. I'm going to buy this duplex, I'm going to live in one side and rent the other side out, which I did for several years. But it was a little bit more work than what I had thought it was going to be. I had tenants who didn't pay rent. I had to evict certain people. I actually had someone drink themselves to death in the unit that they were renting. And that was kind of, terrible. I've never dealt with anything like that before, but that's what happened. And I wasn't in a low income area. I wasn't in some, ghetto or anything like that. I bought in a what was an up and coming neighborhood, and right now it's an established family neighborhood. That's what it was. But when I got into it, I thought, when I have this duplex, all I'm going to do is I'm going to buy it, and then people are going to move in and they're never going to move out, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be this residual income that I'm going to have forever, and I can build an empire off of it. And that wasn't what happened. I ended up getting rid of it probably about 6 or 7 years later. It wasn't what it was cracked up to be. The same thing when I went out and I was like, all right, well, I know these timeshares are making money for the companies. Maybe I should buy some timeshares. And I went out and I bought a few timeshares. Long story short, I sold those as well. It wasn't what it was cracked up to be. And as I'm moving from that kind of real estate to commercial real estate, which I'm moving into in the next couple of years, I made a video about that. If you haven't seen it, just go to my channel, check that out. I'm wide open about what it is that I'm doing. I understand, based on my experience, what to look for, what's going to be happening, and how to actually set it up to where I get the results that I want. But they're not the results that, if you would have showed me this a couple years ago, I would have thought how the results are going to play out, or how money was made by doing that. So especially with these online businesses and things like that, you'll see people saying if you get a team together, they're never going to go to way. And that's not true at all. Kind of a short little story is, when I got started in an offline business, and you may have heard of this business, they sell soap and laundry detergent, stuff like that. I was really excited, and I was like, well, this is my thing. And I had seen all these other people making a ton of money, and I was like, well, I'm going to start my own business like this, and then I'm going to do exactly what they did, and it's going to be these results, and I'm going to quit my job. And they sold me on the whole dream, right? And it wasn't that it was a bad dream, it just was unrealistic expectations, or unrealistic what was actually required, the mechanics, I guess. So I went out and I sponsored someone, right? It was the first person I ever brought into business, and when I brought him into business, he was excited, and he saw what I did. It showed the plan, draw circles, you get 6 who get 6, or 3 who get 3, whatever BS it was, right? It's not real, or it doesn't really happen like that. It's usually you get 50 and no one else gets anybody, right? That's how it works. So what happened was, I got him in. He was excited. We're going to go out and we're going to show this plan, and we're going to draw circles, and we're going to be millionaires, right? And we did it. We did it for a little while, hard. And I didn't sponsor anybody else besides him up until that point. And, he went out and he sponsored no one. He went and showed all of his friends and family, and nobody got in. And his, enthusiasm for the business was gone. I was making a small portion off of what he was doing, a couple dollars, and that was my residual income. I thought that was going to be the beginning of my empire, and it wasn't. That residual income idea just didn't pan out the way it was painted on, boards or in books that I've read and stuff like that. So I want you guys to understand, as you're looking at businesses, whether it be brick and mortar businesses like my business that I'm in right now, whether it be an online business, which I'm mailing out those postcards for, it is what you want it to be if you have the right view of it. Residual income is not going to be like you sponsor 20 people and then you get a check for the rest of your life, because there's attrition. People start businesses and then they quit. People are in businesses and they may stick around, but they don't do anything. So that you making money off of their efforts, in that symbiotic relationship, doesn't pan out the same way that they told you it was going to. It's just not the way it works. So when you're looking at businesses or you're trying to do things, there are ways to make money for long periods of time. Those ways, and I'm sorry about that, they're actually mowing the lawn in the office park that we're in. They do this a lot in some of the videos, or quite a few of the videos, you actually see them out there mowing the lawn and stuff like that. They take really good care of us. We're in a high-end office park with doctors and lawyers and stuff like that, so they tend to keep it really nice around here. But if you understand how programs work or how things work, you can have what's called continuity. Continuity is when someone joins a program and they have an auto bill or a rebill or a auto ship or a reship. It can be a newsletter. It can be vitamins and minerals. It can be like energy drinks. It can be whatever it is. That's continuity. That's not a residual income, because as soon as those people stop buying said product, that's it. Right? Now, there are great ways to build those in, because after a little while, those continuities should pay for your marketing and your advertising, and you can grow your business with a higher profit margin. But it's not residual. It doesn't come in forever. I get people through marketing and advertising into my salon, which I'm in the office of right now, and I love all of my clients, and I would love for them to come to us forever. But people move. People's budgets change where, hair is not a priority. Things happen, life happens, and some of those people never come back, right? They'll come for a little while and then they'll stop, or they come once and never come again, and none of that is residual, right? And it's the same business model. It's kind of a rebill, right? We do a service, they come back in a periodic time for another service, and we keep doing that as long as we can keep them around, right? As long as we can provide that value, or they see the value in what it is that we're doing, and it fits what it is that they'd like to do, they keep coming back. But it's not residual. So if you're kind of looking around for businesses, whether it be brick and mortar, online, whatever it is, make sure that the money that you're making is enough for you to set up your life. I invest in real estate, I invest in the stock market, and that's kind of more residual than this. It is. It's not that this isn't a great income stream, but there are ways to get better income as far as residual, and I mean real residual money, where you put it out and you make money, and it keeps making money for almost ever, right? If you're into stock market at all, and I'm not trying to get you into the stock market, but there's a really good book by Jeremy Siegel. I'll link it below in the description, and he talks about dividend reinvesting, right? And that's the way that I go about making money through the stock market, and that's a great way to make money, and it's residual income. When you buy this stock, those stocks pay out on a periodic table, maybe quarterly, yearly, whatever it is, and you reinvest those dividends. And I won't ruin it or try to explain it because it's really complex. But so go check out the book if you want to. It's linked below. But what I try to implore in this video, or what I'm trying to get across, is make sure that you have your eyes open about these things and what it is that you're joining as far as businesses go, and that you really understand what residual income is, because it's not just a keyword or a hot button to push on people to take advantage of them. You don't want to do that. What it is it's not necessarily forever, right? So if we understand that it's not necessarily forever, we can take the steps to actually make the most out of the money as it comes in, and we can reinvest that different places to set up different income streams and continuously make money or create wealth, however you want to say it. So I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to get back to it. I got to get back to it. So I hope this video helped you out. Like if you like, comment below if you have any questions or anything that you want to say, and hit the link below if you're trying to join me in business and figure out why I'm doing that. Talk soon.